I received quite a few questions about my armpits in my last video, so I will be giving you all my in-depth armpit maintenance routine. First, I want to start out by answering your question. No, I have not had any laser of any sort anywhere on my body. I would be lying if I said I struggled with discoloration under my arms. However, I have dealt with my share of facial hyperpigmentation and scars, enough to understand the basics of this topic. And that's exactly how I like to keep my hygiene routines, basic. So one basic thing I do every day in the shower is wash with an exfoliating towel, cloth, or loofah, and an oily soap. My go-to soap is Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. This combo is obviously great for removing dead skin, but it also breaks up stubborn deodorant very well. I found that witch hazel or oil on a cotton round are also great at breaking up deodorant before you hop in the shower. I used to rush through this step until I started to notice that regular powdery deodorant had become so stubborn that I would exit the shower with deodorant still on. And that was very annoying because I felt like I needed to shower all over again. Plus, what is in this deodorant that is making it not come off? I have a lot more to say about deodorant, but I'll be getting into that in just a bit. I'm not shaving today, but I want to note that I make sure to thoroughly cleanse before I shave. This will help my razor have a smooth, close glide. One thing I love about this soap is that it's so versatile and I can use it for almost anything I need slippery soap for. I've been using it as shaving cream for the past 3 years. I found that there's not a specific razor that's more gentle than others on my skin, so I save time and energy by using the double blade razors that you can find at the corner store. They're only about like $2. I'm shaving in the same direction as my hair growth. This has helped me reduce irritation and razor bumps. I noticed my hair grows in all directions, surprisingly enough, so I will be shaving upwards, downwards, to the left, to the right, and diagonally in each direction. Because I shave in 8 different wait, is that 8 or 6? I think it's 8 different directions. I try not to push too hard, and I've managed to still get a very good shave. I shave my underarms maybe every other week, honestly. Definitely not daily though. My armpits get very itchy and irritated when I shave too often. Shaving in general disturbs my skin. Plus my hair takes about a week or 2 to really become visible. I will gently wash up once again before hopping out. Another question I got was, do you sweat under your arms? Yes, I do sweat under my arms, and the next step reduces sweat, odor, and discoloration. I'm wiping in an inward direction towards my heart with witch hazel. Ideally, I'd use a cotton round, but I don't usually have any with me. Witch hazel is a natural astringent that will cleanse the sweat glands, kill odor-causing bacteria, and hydrate the skin. I'm using lemongrass witch hazel with 2% salicylic acid, which will gently exfoliate my skin, reducing discoloration and preventing bumps and boils. It's also natural. When I do this without cotton rounds, I apply a generous amount of pressure on my armpit. This will help move my lymphatic system and drain toxins that create odor. It also stimulates blood flow, and that will help brighten the skin underneath my arms. This also makes your deodorant last a lot longer. I let this air dry before applying the deodorant. I film this at nighttime and I don't normally wear deodorant to bed. However, if you do, before bed is the perfect time to apply the deodorant to prepare you for the next day. So this is the part that I'm a bit particular about. I prefer to use natural deodorants, and those are going to be 1 out of 3 things: organic key limes, oil-based deodorants, or oral deodorants. Key limes like the lemongrass witch hazel contain citric acid, which kills odor-causing bacteria. Using key lime as deodorant is pretty simple. Cut the key lime in halves or in quarters, whichever you prefer, and firmly rub the key lime on your armpit. Let it dry and reapply daily as you need it. Sometimes you'd have to reapply 2 or 3 times when you're first starting out. Please note that large limes are not naturally organic, but they work just fine. My ideal limes are seeded key limes. Oil-based deodorants. Unlike powdery antiperspirants, oil-based deo is moisturizing and not irritating to skin. Oils are very familiar to our bodies, so the likelihood of having a damaging experience with these oils is very slim. The first oil-based deodorant that I used is from Native. They have a specific collection for this. Not all of them are oil-based. They have minimal ingredients, including shea butter, coconut oil, baking soda, tapioca starch, and leaf oils. It does contain fragrances, which I personally don't prefer, but it's quite subtle and it is ideal for when I need a fast and convenient deodorant method. I also have a homemade oil-based deo recipe that I will have to share in another video. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Oral deodorant. Odor starts on the inside, so detoxing is very helpful. Oral deodorants are things that you can ingest to improve your flora, which is hugely responsible for your natural odor. A few oral deodorants include chlorophyll, spirulina, cinnamon, sage, rosemary, peppermint, and citrus. So this is the little girl chat section. I wanted to clarify some things for you guys. I mentioned that I shave probably every other week, and the reason why is I have dry, sensitive skin. My hair under my arms specifically doesn't grow back too fast, and I think that's just my genetics. I don't really have to shave that often, but if you're somebody that grows hair back very fast, then obviously figure out what works best for you. This video is just my routine and what I do. It's really low maintenance. I don't have to do too much. The only times I really am like, I really have to shave is when it's getting out of control, and I don't know, I kind of have my own little measurement of that. And if I'm like wearing something like a tank top, your armpits are showing, so like I shave my underarms, but for the most part I just try to leave it alone. That was always something that I was conscious of, and I figured out how to like manage it without over managing it. So finding that sweet spot. Only time people notice that I'm hairy is when I shaved my arms and it's growing back and it's prickly. Like one time my close friend, I brushed up against his arm with my arm and he was like, "You're hairy." And from then on I was like, ew, because my hair is soft, it's faint, you can't see it, it's not like, and it's hair, like it's there for a reason. I just have to leave it alone. I don't care if you think me leaving the house without deodorant makes me musty. I don't really care. I'm okay with it. Nobody has told me I'm musty. I ask all the time, like, especially like my sisters, close friends, I'd be like, if I'm musty, then tell me. Handcuff me immediately, in the worst way, drag me out of here. But I haven't had a problem like that. Obviously we have our days. Even people that wear regular deodorant be like, I'm having a tart day. Obviously that happens, but you manage it. Obviously I don't want to stink, so I'm not gonna let that rock. I misused a few deodorants. There was a deodorant that had, I think, a high percentage of baking soda in it, and it caused so much irritation. And now I actually have a skin tag. I don't know if you guys know what a skin tag is. It's very small, but it's just like a little overgrowth of skin that kind of just hangs off of your skin. I used the wrong thing for too long, so I just try to be very cautious, and also like I'm scared of cutting it off. Shaving, so I'm probably just gonna go get it removed from urgent care or something, because it does bother me. It's not painful or anything, I just hate that it's there, and it's just a reminder to me. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is underarm detox. I like to do an underarm detox maybe every month. Sometimes I just do it when I feel like it, so I might do it more often than monthly. But the way I like to do it is I'll use some tea tree oil and I'll dilute it really good. Sometimes I mix tea tree oil with the witch hazel and then use a cotton pad and just wipe under my arms. You have to really dilute it if you want to do this. I wouldn't even recommend putting tea tree oil in it if you're going to do this, but drench a cotton pad in some witch hazel and just lay it on your armpits and just leave it there. Not too long, just probably like 5 to 10 minutes, however long you can withstand. But don't keep doing it if you're starting to feel like tingly, if you're starting to feel like this is like, if you're getting any sensation under your arms while leaving the pads there, just take them off. Don't continue it, because you might be getting irritated. It should feel like water. It shouldn't feel like anything is happening to your armpits. If you wanted to do a chemical detox at home, you can use a benzoyl peroxide facial cleanser, and the one I used to use was Panoxyl. And in the shower I would kind of wet my underarms, and I would take a good amount and just put an even layer on my underarms, keep my arms down, probably while I do like a scrub or something other than like washing up. I'll leave the soap under there and just let it sit kind of like a mask for a little bit. The percentage is very small of benzoyl peroxide in the facial cleanser, so it shouldn't be too irritating, but do a little patch test and make sure it works for you. I wanted to touch on my diet. I am plant-based and I drink a lot of coconut water. I drink a lot of spring water. I don't eat red meats. I don't eat fish. So my body odor is probably not going to be that potent as to where somebody who's eating red meat and eating seafood and eating those kinds of things might have a stronger, more persistent, natural smell to themselves. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are somebody who does not have the same diet as me and you're trying to take these methods, it might not be that successful for you. I'm all for encouraging you to adopt whatever lifestyle works for you, experimenting and seeing what you can add and subtract from what you're putting in your mouth, because that's really where the odor is coming from. Odor is starting from inside and is coming out of your body. And that's a fact, because I know when I started taking my fenugreek, literally it took less than 12 hours for me to start smelling like fenugreek under my arms. And I don't know if y'all know what fenugreek is, or if you've tried fenugreek. If you've tried it, maybe you like the smell. I personally am not a fan of fenugreek. It smells too sweet, and it makes me feel like I'm wearing a diaper type of sweet. It smells almost like urine, and I can't. It's not for me. But that's when I really knew, like, oh, it's what you put in your mouth. It's really what you put in your mouth. So drinking lime water, it goes a long way. Drinking lemon water, it goes a long way. Eating your fruit, it goes a long way. Another thing I wanted to mention and chit chat about is hormonal imbalances. So like I said, like what you eat, your whatever pollution you may be exposed to, just even your sleep schedule, certain things, if done enough and out of moderation, it can really affect your hormone balance. There's a lot of deodorants that have neurotransmitter inhibitors, and that blocks your hormones by mimicking or just completely just like blocking them off, and that throws your hormones off even more, and that causes even more body odor for you in the long run. So being cautious about what you're using, being cautious about what you're eating, and your hormonal balance in general is going to be essential to your self-care, like overall. So really look into that and try to figure out where you are on the scale as far as hormonal balance. If you're somebody who knows you have hormonal balances and you're still using regular deodorants, I really recommend trying the oil-based deodorants. They're not too different. They just are oil-based, so they're not as dry, and the antiperspirant effect is not going to be as strong. And to me, that's fine, because I feel like you should be sweating. That's how you're, that's how you burn fat, first of all. That's how you remove the toxins, secondly. And it's just something that you should be doing. Like, you gotta sweat. We gotta sweat. We should be sweating. It's okay to sweat. Ain't nothing wrong with sweating. And probably once you stop using them, you'll probably sweat less, because you won't have so much buildup of things that your body is trying to excrete. So think about oil-based deodorants, and also think about oral deodorants. A liquid chlorophyll is amazing. Cinnamon supplements or cinnamon tea is amazing. If you can, do the cinnamon tea, because the capsules kind of have their own little thing that we could talk about in another video. And if you're dealing with hormonal imbalance, it really cut down or cut out completely processed foods, and your body will have a much better flora to work with, and it will produce much better odors. Overall, to wrap this entire video up, the major key to this, y'all probably already know what I'm about to say: stay hydrated. I personally go for the coconut water, and I personally go for spring water. Distilled water is okay. I do not like purified water. Don't give me no purified. I don't want no purified water. No. Thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't already, click subscribe so you don't miss my step-by-step tutorial of how to make the homemade oil-based deodorant. Also turn on your post notifications, and make sure your YouTube notifications are on in your phone settings, because you won't get the post notifications if the YouTube notifications aren't on. And remember, it only takes one drop to make a wave. I'll see y'all in the next video.